Hello guys, for today's video I am going to give a short learnings or discussion about the pilot ladder. I hope you watch the video until the end. The pilot ladder should be stored in dry and well ventilated space clear of the deck and fitted with a cover to prevent the ladder from sunlight, chemical and paint spills. It is to note that pilot ladders are solely used for the purpose of embarking and disembarkation of the pilot. Rigging of pilot ladders. The steps of the pilot ladder are generally made of hardwood and should be made in one piece, free of knots or any irregularities. It should be free of any sharp edges. The steps should be horizontal and should rest firmly against the ship's side. The last four steps of the pilot ladder should be made of rubber as they are vulnerable to failure on being squeezed between the ship's side and the pilot boat. The fifth step from the bottom must be a spreader. The spreader prevents the pilot ladder from twisting. It should be a minimum of 180 cm long. Maximum 9 steps are allowed between two spreaders. The spreader should not be lashed between the steps. The surface of the steps must provide a safe and slip-resistant foothold. Use of ordinary paints resulting in slippery surfaces should be prohibited. Two continuous side ropes of minimum of 18 mm in diameter should run on either side of the ladder. These are Manila ropes. The gap between the gap between the side ropes should not less than 40 cm. The steps should be 115 mm wide and 25 mm in depth. The steps are equally spaced and the distance between each step should not be more than 35 cm or less than 31 cm. The accommodation ladder should be sighted leading up so that the pilot boat does not get in below the accommodation ladder when the ship is proceeding forward. The accommodation ladder should be secured to the ship's side. The angle of slope of the accommodation ladder used in conjunction with the pilot ladder shall never exceed 45 degrees. The lower platform of the accommodation ladder shall be so adjusted that it is in horizontal position. It should be at minimum of 5 meters above the sea level. The platform and the ladder should be equipped with stanchions and should be fitted with suitable fencing, preferably rigid handrails or hand rope for safe access. The pilot ladder should be rigged adjacent to the lower platform of the accommodation ladder and should extend at least 2 meters above the lower platform. The pilot ladder must be firmly attached to the ship's side 1.5 meters above the accommodation platform. It is recommended that a 9-meter mark be indicated so that the pilot can readily find whether the distance from the sea level to the point of access exceeds. Use of winch rails. When winch rails are used for lowering the pilot ladder, the construction should be at such a position so that it will not obstruct safe access to and from the ship. Even if the pilot ladder is stowed on a winch rail, the pilot ladder should always be secured to a strong point that is independent of the pilot ladder winch rail. Pilot ladder winch rails can be operated either manually or by electric, hydraulic, or pneumatic means. All pilot ladder winch rails should have a means of prevention from being accidentally operated. And lastly, there are certified manufacturers that support to make pilot ladders for different shipping company because they make sure that the pilot ladder is safe and secure for the pilots to embark and disembark. So that's why they recommend to they have recommended that they have a manufacturer to build a pilot ladder.